All wedding couples invest a lot of time, energy, and money in planning their perfect wedding day, only to realise that on the day they have to take on all of the pressure and stress of running it themselves as well. With my full day hosting package, I take all of that pressure and stress away from you because I will run the day for you, meaning that you get to go to your dream wedding making cherished memories that will last a lifetime. So how does the hosting package work? Well, it works like this. Let's say, for instance, that you've planned to have your wedding ceremony at midday. I will most likely arrive at the venue at perhaps 10 a.m. so I can set all of my things up and I'm not in anybody's way. I'm also then on hand to help the rest of your suppliers get all of their bits and bobs ready as well. As your guests begin to arrive, I am on hand to welcome them in and make sure they all know exactly where they need to go before you both arrive for the ceremony. Of course, you'll need to sit with your celebrant in the first instance, but once you go in and get the I-dos done, you're going to come straight out of the ceremony to thunderous applause of all of your guests, and you're going to run headlong into a champagne reception and photography session. Now that's going to be pretty unforgiving. You'll need to be present and in the moment for every single photo to make sure that you absolutely look your best. So you'll need somebody there with you to get you all of the things that you may need. And that's where I come in. I am your go-to guy for the day. But while I'm not doing that, I'm mixing and mingling with all of your guests, keeping them entertained and making sure that everybody knows what's going on. Once the photographs are all done, it's time to go and sit down for the wedding breakfast. And as all of your guests know who I am, it's very easy for me to say, folks, please do go and take your seats in the breakfast room and we're going to get started and get you fed in a few minutes. I don't need to stand and bang something together or holler at everybody. It's a lot less invasive than that. Once everybody's sat down in the wedding breakfast room, I can go in with the PA system I've already set up in the morning, pick up the microphone and give them all a proper formal welcome for the day. Now, many people have a solid image in their head, which looks something a little bit like this. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for... And that's great if you live in the 1800s, and we don't. It's the 2000s, and well, honestly, we can do better than that. And remember, I've got a PA system set up. So in advance of the big day, we will choose some suitably cool and funky music. And I'm not just going to bring you in, I'm going to bring in the entire bridal party. We'll get started with mums and dads, page boys and flower girls, all of the bridesmaids, all of the groomsmen, the maid of honour and the best man. They're all going to come in to fabulous music. And then by the time you both come in, having a little bit of a dance and the time of your lives, all of your guests are going to be practically standing on their chairs, swinging napkins around their heads, whooping and whistling to a thunderous applause. You get to come in, take your seats and eat your well-deserved wedding breakfast, where you'll be able to get for the first time in the day, most likely, a little bit of rest and recuperation. At some point it's time for the speeches, probably one of the most nerve-wracking parts of the day. And I plan a whole host of things to make that easier and more straightforward. First of all, we give all of your guests a warning that the speeches will take place in 15 minutes. That means that everybody can go outside for fresh air, they can go to the bathroom or they can go and get a drink, but more importantly, it's bums in seats and ready for when the speeches are due to start. During the 15 minutes, I present a parlour show for the whole room, entertaining everybody all at once. And at the end of the parlour show, I will introduce the first speech that we've planned so that they can come up and take the microphone, read their notes and sit down. The speeches will go on then until they're finished, but it definitely means that nobody has to corral the crowd or worry if everybody is going to be present in the moment, because having a show beforehand means they're definitely ready to sit, watch, listen, and pay attention. Once the speeches are done and everybody's being fed, it's usually time for a room turnover, and we can tell everybody very nicely and politely to go and leave the room so that that can all happen ready for your evening reception. And during that time, all of those people who want to be entertained, I will find them and continue to entertain them while making sure that you have also got everything else that you need. As your evening guests begin to arrive, I'm again on hand to welcome them in and make sure they all know what's going on. And in your evening, there's going to be three main parts that will happen. First of all will be the cutting of the cake, and the second will be the first dance. And once again, I will introduce those things to make sure that everybody is present so that nobody misses the important parts of the day. I'll also liaise with the wedding suppliers that you've got on hand to make sure that they're there, present and ready, so that everybody knows exactly where they need to be. Big important thing number 3 is when your evening entertainment, either a DJ or a band or something else, will turn the music up and the lights down and everybody parties away, having the time of their lives. For those people that don't necessarily want to party the night away, who want to sit perhaps in the lounge or the garden or maybe at the bar, I will find them and give them a little bit more entertainment, something to keep them thinking and talking throughout the day, before at some point, when the little voice in the back of my head says, "Liam, put down the cards, nobody wants to see another card trick," is when I go home. Now, we make all of these wonderful things happen by having several meetings in advance. We put together a run sheet, which literally tells you what time you need to be up in the morning for hair and makeup, right down to who's sweeping the floor the next day. Every single timing will be on there, along with all of the people who are responsible for those parts of the day, including all of your suppliers. And once we sit down 3 or 4 weeks ahead of the big day and go through your run sheet, making sure that everything is as it should be, I will send all of that information out to every single one of your suppliers so that they are all singing from the same hymn sheet. It also means that on the big day, they know if they need to contact somebody, it's me, because you are going to be busy getting ready for the best day of your lives. So, if you'd like to find out more about my full day hosting package, please pop along to the website, fill in the contact form, and let's book a call so that we can sit down and talk about it between the three of us. In the meantime, my name is Liam Ball, and I am the Wedding Magician. Thank you for watching.